Hey guys, so a couple days ago we had some exciting fights get announced for UFC 295 and UFC 296. Now this was obviously a couple days ago, but I thought I'd give my opinions on them. So the first one we want to talk about is the one I'm the most excited for, which is Yuri Prohaska versus Alex Pereira, and I think everyone kind of knew that this fight was going to happen because you have the former champion at light heavyweight and Yuri Prohaska, who vacated his title due to a horrible shoulder injury. And since then, we had Jamal Hill, who also got injured and then vacated his title. You know, that division's cursed, but now we're going to have Yuri Prohaska returning because he never technically lost the belt, going against Alex Pereira, who's the former UFC middleweight champion, former Glory two-weight champion in kickboxing, and just beat Jan Blachowicz, who is one of the top five light heavyweights. So I think this fight just makes sense, and someone's getting KO'd. That's just gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen, and I don't know who's gonna win because honestly, both of them are really crazy in the cage. Yuri kind of leans more towards he might get KO'd because his defense isn't that good, and he was getting tagged by Glover, and I mean, Alex has Glover Teixeira as his coach, who, I mean, helped coach him to beating Jan, who Glover had also beaten. So if anyone's gonna know how to beat Yuri, I know Yuri beat Glover, but that was like a last minute submission win in a fight that he was losing. He was doing good and he was doing a lot better than people thought, but he wasn't winning that fight. So I kind of lean more towards Alex Pereira, but the only thing I have is Alex has taken a lot of damage recently. This is his third fight this year, and he had a quick turnaround from the Israel Adesanya loss, which he got brutally KO'd, like put to sleep in, to the Jan fight, which, to be fair, wasn't like crazy damage, but it was at altitude, so it exerted a lot of energy. Now he's returning again to fight Yuri. So I don't know how good his chin's going to be, but it's at light heavyweight, so the weight cut is going to be 100% easier than it was a middleweight where he was basically killing himself. But Yuri also, I don't know how good he's going to be now after that shoulder injury. So every time I think of something that leans towards the other person winning, then something else from the other person comes in here. I'm going to say as an early prediction that is subject to change, and I'll probably change it about 15 times before the fight happens. I'm going to go Alex Pereira getting I'm going to say fourth round KO. I think it's going to be a firefight there, but it's so hard to pick with that. But I do think Alex can finish Yuri because of just, while Alex is subject to getting hit and he's been KO'd before, and it's not like he has a granite chin or anything, he is more the standard kind of kickboxer that can actually defend, unlike Yuri, but it's the unpredictability. But the other thing I wanted to talk to about in this fight is how crazy is it that this is only the co-main event. This is not the main event. This is the co-main event of UFC 295. And now I'm trying to think the last time light heavyweight was a co-main event for like a title fight. I want to say that was like a Daniel Cormier fight. Maybe it was I can't remember which one, but I feel like it was one of those. But to be fair, they are the undercard of John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. But honestly, I'm more excited for this fight than I am the other one. And now we have the welterweight matchup between Leon Edwards, the defending champion, and Colby Covington, one of the top 5 contenders that hasn't fought since Jorge Masvidal, in a really boring fight. This fight was talked about in March right after Leon Edwards beat Kamaru Usman for the second time, but it was their trilogy. And now it's happening now, which I'm like, why did it take that long? That just held up the division. But the thing that's annoying me even more is, why do people think Colby Covington's going to win? He's not going to win. This guy, okay, I was about to say he sucks, but no, he does not suck. But this guy is not as good as people are saying. What is his greatest attribute? His cardio and his relentless ability to take people to the ground. Yeah, that's really good, but this man is also 35, and we also got to realize Leon Edwards survived on the ground with Kamaru Usman. He even took his fucking back and got him to the ground, took his back in the first round of their second fight, which no one had done, which I remind you, Colby Covington couldn't do. And also, Colby hasn't fought since, I believe, near start of 2022. That's how long ago this man fought. And he fought Jorge Masvidal, who's currently retired. He has not fought anyone in the top 15 besides Rafael dos Anjos, who is currently, I believe, no, he's ranked at lightweight, not even at welterweight anymore, I don't think. But that was back in like 2018, 2019. Since then, he's lost to Kamaru Usman, got his jaw broken. He then beat Tyron Woodley, who was on a 2-fight losing streak, old man at that point. He then he loses a decision to Kamaru Usman in a rematch. I thought it was a draw, but the point still stands that he didn't win. And then he just beat Jorge Masvidal in a absolutely boring fight against a guy that, frankly, he should have at least been able to submit. Or even, probably not KO because, he has pillow hands. But people are thinking that Leon Edwards is going to lose this. And I'm like, are you forgetting that this man flatline KO'd Kamaru Usman and then dominated a decision against Kamaru Usman in their trilogy? And what the main argument people say is, oh, Leon Edwards hasn't beaten anyone other than Kamaru Usman. At least he's beaten Kamaru Usman. Colby Covington has not beaten anyone that is currently ranked at welterweight. Because I'm pretty sure Rafael dos Anjos is ranked at lightweight. And he's past his prime. And that was so long ago. So I need people to stop thinking that he's never even dominated people or absolutely just ragdolled them. He's beaten Tyron Woodley, competitive fight, should not have been competitive. Went to a very close decision with Rafael dos Anjos. Had a decently competitive fight with Jorge Masvidal. That's not good. He got dropped in that, by the way. And then gets jaw broken, Kamaru Usman, and then a decision loss to Kamaru Usman, but, it could have been a draw. I just don't see Leon Edwards losing to Colby Covington. Now, there's a chance he loses, but I'm also going to say this. I don't think Leon Edwards KOs, submits Colby Covington. That head kick KO was a rarity for Leon Edwards, so I'm going to say it's going to be a decision, but it's going to be a pretty clear decision. There's not going to be any argument of robbery or any of that. And now following that, we have the rematch between the new champion, Alexander Pantoja, versus Brandon Royval. This will be the second Royval that Alexander Pantoja has fought recently. But this is a rematch, as I said, but this will also be the co-main event of UFC 296 underneath the Leon Edwards and Colby Covington fight. Now, I don't really have much to say for this, but just seeing how Pantoja did against Brandon Moreno, I do see him winning again. But now I got to think about how he does it. Because Brandon Royval is good. He's good, but I don't know if he's ready for his title fight. But I'm also trying to think who else was Pantoja going to fight right now. But I think I'm just going to say it's going to be like we'll say a third-round submission. I'm thinking third-round submission. Rear naked choke again. I just think that's one of his best submissions. He got that, but, he got a submission over Alex Perez. Went to a war with Brandon Moreno in another fight, which he's just beaten Brandon Moreno. I think, is that 2 times now? I think it's 2 times. 2 or 3. But, third round, rear naked choke submission over Brandon Royval with pretty close competitive rounds before that, but Pantoja eking out those rounds. But thank you. That's basically all I have for today. I just wanted to make this video just to try to be more consistent with video making, and I'll see you in another one.